Okay, it's now May 21st, 2026, and so we just got some intel um, regarding this QTAM and regarding my son. So, let's, for the record, establish this. I did move twice to get away from Charles Berry, have no contact with him and no conflict. I retreated twice. I did that to keep my son safe from him. And my family took him around him behind my back against my will and lied to me about it for a long time. I did my best to keep him away from them. I said, stay away from those people, they're dangerous. Stay away from those people, they're dangerous. So, do not have him call me and browbeat me or gaslight me for you. When you sit on your fat asses and go, we got to try one more thing, what that does is gives us one more thing. Okay, we find out before, not after. You get caught when you do it to me. It's different than the other victims, but it's the same every day, all day long, over and over and over, to the tune of 419 pages of never-ending scrolling of what you said you were going to do to me that was criminal before you had a chance to do it. Now we've established mens rea, premeditation, and malicious aforethought. I told you not to contact my children again. My boss said, don't contact your children again. And you did it anyway. There's a consequence when you do it to me. Right now you're paying with intel we find out before. The intel will be used to put you in jail. That's our intent. We've not mixed words. We've not been confusing about this. We've been very direct, very straightforward. Here's our objective: to put you in jail. So the suffering you cause is done. It's over. It's gone. You're gone. There's no more suffering. You're not around to cause it anymore. No more creepy. No more broke. No more loss. No more problems. You're gone. So having my son call me is only going to piss us off. I probably won't even take the call. I think you guys tried that before and it pissed my boss off. He said, you're going to give back what you took from her and her kid. You're going to fix what you broke for her and her kid. And you're going to get the hell out of their lives and you're never going to contact them again, or no one will help you. You're going to make a lot of phone calls, or you're going to get the runaround. Right now, you're taking things wrong. When you run around and say, why doesn't she just say who it is? I don't want that. My objective, my goal for me personally, okay, we want all the victims to have no more suffering because you're gone. You're not around to cause it anymore for anybody. But for me personally, I want my privacy, which I have the right to, and you don't have the right to take it. I want my children, which I have the right to, and you don't have the right to take them, or interfere, or keep me from them, or butt in, or cause a problem where there wouldn't have been one if you weren't around. And I want my money. And I want Dennis to have money for the injuries you caused him. And I want you out of our lives. All of which we have the right to. You don't have the right to take it. You don't. And it has cost you every time you do. You take from me, we take from you. You cause a problem for me, we cause problems for you. We find out before you even have a chance to do this shit. And that's not happened to you ever in your lives before. You've not seen this before. We hear you say that. How did she find out? How did she find out? How did she know to do that? How did she know not to do that? How did she get that information? How did she have that? How did she know that? We do not ask those questions. You do. We never ask those questions. You're asking those questions, and you seem very, very confused about that. Like you think it's the other way around. We are quoting you in your meetings and your phone calls. You are not quoting us. You don't have our names. We have your names. You don't have our code words, and we do use them. We have your code words. You've labeled your crime. So, don't get confused about that. When you go to the table to try to get help to backdoor me and get to my boss and get me fired and all that stuff and obstruct justice or interfere with what we're trying to do here, which is end the suffering your crime causes, as we keep saying over and over and over and over, no one will help you, because the only thing you have to bring to the table is stupidity, delusion, creepy, cruelty, and risk. And that's it. You got nothing else. So if you see people on the news distancing themselves from Jeff Epstein, why in the hell are you surprised they're trying to distance themselves from you? You think it's horrific if he does it and it's fine if you do it? Do you really think that? And that's part of the delusion you're taking to the table when you go around asking for someone to help backdoor me. There's one way to get to my boss, the decision makers, the right people, as you put it. I guess we're not buying the right people. The right people told you there's one way to get to him, and he's not for sale. There's no offer to cover anything up. All he offered to do is he'll call you and answer your questions. That's it. That's all he promised. At one point, he promised, we're pretty sure we can get convictions. So at sentencings, if you want me to ask for mercy, I'll ask for it if you give it back and get out. I can say, look, he made amends. Show some mercy when you sentence him. But it doesn't mean you're going to get it. But I'm not even going to ask unless you give it back and get the fuck out and quit trying to bribe her. Oh, I'll give you a house. Oh, I'll give you a nursing degree. Oh, I'll give you a real estate license. Oh, I'll give you you can be a paralegal for me and then get raped too, so I can profit off the violent crime against you and pimp you out and you're my slave. And I'm like, no, you owe me money, like a fuck ton of money. So there doesn't need to be a quid pro quo here, and I'm not going to lie for you, and I'm not going to apologize. I'm sorry you're stupid. I'm sorry you're a low-life scumbag fuck criminal, but I have nothing to apologize for. You're a job for me, because no other victim has this. It didn't occur to you that maybe you're a job. I'm not a victim. I mean, you're trying to make me one, but I'm just not going to do it. And I'll fight you to the death. If you're trying to poison me, I already am fighting to the death, am I not? If you're trying to poison me all the time? Okay, so you're not going to use my son to gaslight me or browbeat me for you, and I'm going to go, oh, okay, now I'll go, since you said it, and you said it like that. And for you to think that that was even remotely possible shows how delusional you are. So when you go to the table with your delusion, and when you go to the table with your stupidity, and you're a big risk because you keep getting caught, and you're getting a runaround, why would that surprise you? And your cruelty is outrageous. I mean, normal people can't understand why anyone would do the cruel things you guys do. You can't. We've told you many, many times before, the Proverbs, a man's kindness brings rewards. We can get information. Look. We can get names. And your cruelty will destroy you because it makes people mad and they start ranting about it. Okay? You're 10 million. You're 10 million. Bought us names. That's what we got after you did what you did to my son. And you want him to call me on the phone and go, Mom, you're wrong. Mom, you're just crazy. Mom, this never... I have to see him. Not Gabaldome, who's taking his phone away from him. I have to see my son. I have to see him. Okay? We hear a whole lot more than you think we do. There's a lot of things we don't tell you we know about. And we're not going to until when you go to trial and they have to give you discovery. Then you'll find out, oh shit, she knew about that. Yeah, we know a whole lot more than we tell you. A whole lot more than we tell you. You don't need to know. It's a need to know. You don't need to know. So when you run around and you try to get a name and you can't get one, despite the $10 million you paid, you might as well put that down the tubes, down the toilet. It would have been better used that way. Because what it did is it bought the other side names and intel, and we found out before. And David's just got to try one more thing. Well, David, we found out, so now we got you on one more thing. So when you go to the table, you got 15 years of getting caught. So you're a risk, and you're a big one. And you don't even know who's catching you. You don't have any idea. That's even more of a risk. And you act like you're not caught, which is even more of a risk because you're delusional and you're stupid. So you get the runaround because people are distancing themselves from Jeff. They're distancing themselves from you. And that's real. That's what's real. Okay, I don't just say it because I don't want to say it. I want my privacy, my kids, and my money, and you're gone. I've made no bones about that. No bones at all. You owe me for the property damage you've done. You owe me for the intentional infliction of emotional distress all day, every day for 15 years. You owe me for the houses I've lost. You owe me for the cars I've lost, the jobs, the income. And $5,000 a day now for watching me in the privacy of my home against my will without my consent. And $2,000 a day for hacking everything else. So, and how much should I bill you for my time? Every time I have to drop everything I'm doing and go buy something I already have because you got in my house and destroyed it. Food or whatever, drinks, whatever you can get your hands on. Things that are not yours to destroy. How much should I bill you for that? My time. Because now I got to drop everything I'm doing. I got to go back to the store, buy something I already have. So it's an expense that I got to pay, and it's time. And then every time you jam out my phone or my computer, and it's my time. Okay, and what about my college education? That cost you intel on your compounds because it made people mad. Really, 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 really mad. I was 15 hours away from graduating. So that will cost you. How many years now have you delayed my graduation? Because I'll get my graduation in the degree I wish to pursue when you're in jail. When the guys put you in jail, they're going to fix everything you screwed up that you didn't fix, and everything will be resolved. We go to court. We'll see you in court. It'll cost you double, triple, a whole lot more than you wanted it to. Now, had you paid me the $10 million that you owe me, and Dennis, what did you owe him? Then you might have a call from my boss right now and you'd have a name. Okay, but you said no. And when you say no to us, the answer to you is right back at you, no. And you get the runaround. You have nothing to bring to a table. When you run around asking for help with information, except stupidity, delusion, risk, and your cruelty. None of which people are willing to put their name on that. Not so much anymore like they used to be. Right? Nothing's covered up. It's more uncovered than ever. That $10 million, because of what you did to my son and you continue to do to him, and you're torturing him, and you're tormenting him, and you're threatening him, and you're messing with his medications, and you're messing with his medical care, and you're interfering, and you're practicing medicine without a license, and you're depriving him of what his needs, his basic rights and needs, and you're causing more injuries. This is what your $10 million bought you right there. It bought me information, not you. Not you. And when you go around and brag and say, well, we told him we made you look like an ogre and a cyclops, do you think that makes people respect you and want to help you when you say things like that? When you do things like that to a 25-year-old kid who did nothing to you at all? I moved my child twice to keep him from you. My family went behind my back, lied to me, and took him around you. Against my wishes. And they're going to have some consequences. Every single one of them that did that will have some consequences they are not going to like. It doesn't matter. I don't care who they are. That's out of my hands. That's completely out of my hands. But I'm at a point where I don't even give a shit. Not anymore. I used to go easy on my family. Not anymore. Because they've had all this time to call me and tell me here's where your son is and here's what's going on and here's what's happening. And they have not done that. Even his dad. I can't do anything about the consequences. It's out of my hands. I can't do a damn thing. But you don't have him call me and try to, say your words. Okay? I have to see him face to face. Or I have to see him on FaceTime, and it can't be Gabaldon. It has to be my son. It can't be Gonzalez or Avila. It has to be my son. It can't be any of these guys here. Are those New Mexico people? Those are New Mexico type names. So I'm guessing those are New Mexico. Is he a Presbyterian in Albuquerque? And why are you there? I told you to stay away from my son. I told you, at Christmas, you got 24 hours to get him to me. And get the fuck out of our lives. And you stay away from him. You got 24 hours. He is not to be alone at Christmas in a hospital. And if you do that to him, it will cost you. And it will cost you dearly. You get to pay like you've never paid before. And you said no. And so nobody will help you. But I'm getting the help. I find out before. You ask, how'd she get that? How'd she know to do that? We don't ask those questions. You do. You don't have a name. I do. Had you done what he said, 6 years ago and not caused a fuck ton more injury, it would have cost you a hell of a lot less to just give it back and get the fuck out. And he would have called you and answered your questions. Once you kept going at me, he pulled the thing off the table of I'll ask for mercy. He will not ask for mercy now. That's done. That's over. All he would offer to do is I'll call you and I'll answer your questions. But he gave you 24 hours. Get her son to her. Get them paid the money you owe them and get the fuck out of their lives. And you said no. We told you if you don't do it, what he says, you're going to get the runaround. That's all there is to it. He'll see you when he arrests you. That's it. Okay, it's you. We don't need the meeting. We don't need the phone call. We don't need the conversation. We're not asking how they find out how they know. We're not asking. Nope. And you seem very confused about that. And that is going to prove to be one of your biggest mistakes, is getting confused about that. Okay, you're not quoting us. We're quoting you. You don't have our names. We have your names. You don't have our code words. We have your code words. So when you run around and act confused about that, you're going to find out the hard way that was a mistake. You shouldn't have done that. Okay? You should have gotten in reality, got your head out of your ass, and quit pretending and deal with what's real. And when David wants to try one more thing, that just gives us one more thing. It didn't work, it just made her mad. Didn't work, it just made her mad. She found out before and knew what to do. Again today. She quoted us again all day today. She found out again all day today. And you've done this every day for 15 years. We're at a loss. We're like, wow, who's that stupid? So when you go to the table asking for information, that's what you got to offer. You think people, we're not seeing people sign up to help you get a name. We're not seeing it. We seeing them run around. That's what we're seeing. Just like we told you. I don't know. I've never heard of it. I don't know. Can't tell you anything. I don't know. And who's lying and who's telling you the truth. And you won't know that until it's too damn late. You won't know. Okay? So all the money, the $10 million, is what you paid out to get us these names because of what you did to my kid. And what you're continuing to do to him. And the torture and the torment you're putting through. And every time you change the medication and it's not right. My guy said, they were talking, he said, I heard somebody say something about, we were looking at his paperwork and there was some pill that they said that he was supposed to have 3 of it, and now it's like they're trying to overdose him. He only needs 1. Okay, so I don't know what that's all about. I guess there was a partial conversation heard. It was regarding a pill that you were supposed to give him. I'm sorry, you're not. The nurse was supposed to give him a pill, and she was questioning the dosage. And she said, it says here we're supposed to give him 3, and that is a massive overdose. He only needs 1. And I think somebody's trying to overdose him. And another nurse said, I think that's just a typo, but I do think he only needs 1. So I don't know what that was all about. But, Mr. Perry, every contact gets me information just like that. Is that what you want? Every contact, every problem, every loss. 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 Every contact. Okay, well, you sit on your fat ass and act like a retarded monkey, literally. Look what we're doing. We're working. We're getting information nobody else has. Every contact, every problem, every loss. Every contact, every problem, every loss. Every contact. I fucking can't stand hearing from you. I can't stand it. I didn't ask you what you think, did I? No one asked you what you think. And you never shut up. I didn't ask you. I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I moved twice to never have to hear what you think again. Okay? And when you say, why doesn't she just say it? I want my privacy, my kids, my money, you're gone. So why would I just say it? Who says something that's stupid? Who the fuck thinks retarded thoughts like that? Talk about delusion. I don't want to just say it. Idiot. Okay, look at this. You make yourself weak. You're showing up at the table with delusion, stupidity, risk, weakness. What is that? What are people supposed to sign up for that? Well, gosh, her people are very, very smart. They're not stupid. They're very smart. And they get names, see? So who should I help here? Her people are them. Delusional. Yeah. Okay, this QTAM thing that I was talking about was intended to open an investigation on a federal level due to the multi-state criminal activity, in that Mr. Perry is continuing to perpetrate fraud upon the court to arrange a false arrest so that he can profit and enrich himself personally in a criminal enterprise and in the process of criminal activity. So the QTAM it's not usually done like this, but this was one angle that we could come up with. This might get the U.S. Attorney to get Michael Neely out of jail and to put a stop to these false arrests that he's trying to do all the time by perpetrating a fraud upon a court to try to, in defrauding the taxpayers so that he can get people to do what he wants or get a woman trafficked and enrich himself. So my guy can't wait, Charles, to put you and your people front and center in a court of law and in a congressional hearing so you can explain to the American people why you defrauded them of their taxpayer money and taxpayer resources so that you could get rich and enrich yourselves. Okay? We can't wait to see that. We cannot wait. You have no idea. You wanted attention, we're about to give it to you. We're about to give you a venue where you can explain why the fuck you do the things you do that are hideous and horrific to the rest of us. The unimaginable. You want to bring your doll with you? Princess, you want to bring that little doll with you? We hear all about that doll. What a weirdo. You think that's cute, acting like that? We have no words for that. Like, who the fuck does that shit? You're a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. You and your doll. I mean, why don't you explain that to the American people? Where are you taking tax money to try to subjugate people that would either incriminate you or arrest you? Like Michael Neely probably would have arrested you, I guess, if you felt the need to try to murder him and then frame him and perpetrate a fraud upon his court and conceal material facts that would have changed the outcome of the deciding body, like my testimony. Okay, you got a problem, and you're acting like you don't. You got a big problem. And the more you harass me and provoke and antagonize, the more we get. Okay, we found out Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it, months before. It was confirmed by first responders, months after we said it, in an email to the Florida State's attorney. He was drugged, he didn't do it. You got the wrong guy, man. Remember that? Every contact, every problem, every loss. Is that what you wanted? You act like it is what you want. If it wasn't what you wanted, you'd stop. And we'll just have her son call her and just chew her ass out and tell her she's wrong and she's crazy and blah, blah, or say our words. No, you won't. I won't take his call. And you know that. Okay, I'm not going to talk to Gabaldon or Gonzalez or Avila or Oscar Flores or whoever you got around him. I will talk to him face to face because you're to fly him where I am. Or I go where he is and you're gone. And you pay him so he can pay for his own medical care. Okay, you caused the injury, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. Either you're going to do it or the guy's going to do it for you, but you're going to pay the kid for what you did. And what you do every day after the April 20th injury and everything you've done after that. You have my word, I promise. You do it or they'll do it for you. You're going to pay me for the injury you caused me. You do it or they will do it for you. Now, had you done it 6 years ago and not caused all this additional injury over the past 6 years, it would have been a lot less than it's going to end up being. And the more you go at me, the more we get. Well, one more thing. Now we got one more thing. Yeah, we got to try one more thing. Okay, so what we're saying here has there been, Mr. Perry, every contact, you just did it again. Every contact gets me more intel, okay? I don't want to hear from you. I didn't ask you what you think, did I? Nope, I don't want to hear it. Okay, you pay for it when you do that. You pay for invading my privacy when you do that. You pay for every problem you cause me every time you do it. Right now, you pay with intel. We're going to use the intel to put you in jail. That's our objective. We're not. It's our intel. We decide. Nobody else. Not Judge Egan. Not Judge Jane. Nobody else decides what we do with our intel. We decide. Okay, it's our intel. You can call and ask everybody on the planet. Is it you? Are you the one? Nobody's gonna tell you anything. You're gonna get the runaround until you do what the fuck he told you to do 6 years ago. Why don't you just go be normal? Why can't you just fucking be normal? Okay, on this QTAM thing, what we said is, had they properly investigated, it's possible they would have bumped into my guys. And if they're on the right track, okay, if you're looking for the ocean, you go to LA or you go to New York, right? You go where there's an ocean. You don't go to Arizona looking for the ocean. And that's what your people do. They're all in Arizona. I can't find the ocean. And we're like, well, we're over here looking at the ocean. But we're not, we're actually finding the ocean, see? And the reason you're not is because you're in fucking Arizona, dumbass. So you're not going to find the ocean. And now they want a congressional hearing on corruption and defunding police and terrorism as it pertains to human trafficking. Right? I mean, why do we have police? Why have them? If they're not going to investigate crime and put these people in jail. If you just bend over and you're the bitch. And that's the best you can do in your career in law enforcement, why have them? If it's defrauding the taxpayers of the taxpayers' money, then perhaps Mr. Perry needs to pay the taxpayers back. Don't you think? If you go in court and lie and perpetrate a fraud and you know it's a fraud and it's willful and it's intentional because you want to get rich off of criminal activity, I think you need to pay the taxpayers back. So we asked for a QTAM. He's defrauding taxpayers and it's a pattern. It's a habit. He didn't just do it once. He did it on Michael Neely's case and he did it on mine. And now it's multi-state, so we went to the feds. Okay? That's why we did that. It's in Oklahoma. It's in Florida. And that's 2. Now, if you dig deep enough, there's more. What states are those in? I mean, if you investigate properly, you'll find it yourself. We don't share information. You do your own damn thing. You do your job. And don't expect somebody else to do it for you. Just like that. Okay, you catch up. We're not slowing down for you, officer. So, or detective or whatever, U.S. attorney or George and Keith or whatever. Okay, so you guys don't have a name. Not even one in 15 years. $10 million didn't get you a name, did it? Didn't get me fired. We found out again today. Here's what they're trying to do today. They're gonna make a problem over this picture right here. That's what they're gonna do today, right? Because only a murderer would be concerned about that. Nobody else would give a shit. When we're trying to use this Instagram photo of my son, he put it on Instagram. It's public. It's fair use. He's also 25, not 12. Okay, he's a grown man, right? So we have this to show, and it's evidence in a criminal case, so it cannot be altered. We've told you this before. We've told you many times. Many times before. This is evidence, and it can't be altered. And stop interfering. Okay? Stop interfering. Do not butt in again. Don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. One more time. Don't do it. You're pissing us off. Okay, we decide, not you. You're the criminal. You're the offender. You don't decide. We decide. We're getting the help and you're not. We decide, not you. Got it? That's how that works. Judge Egan doesn't decide. Nobody. Judge McClendon doesn't. The thing with Judge McClendon is, so far what we've heard is he's just trying to do diligence right now. He's trying to get all the facts, and just the facts right now. Okay? I think that part of what made you guys flip your shit over this is because we heard that he told you, stop telling me I think we know where she is. We need an extension of time. Because y'all been doing that for like, I don't know, a couple of years now. Just start proving her wrong. Start with Mike Neely. Prove her wrong. She says you did that. And Mike didn't do it. The murder of Chief Miller. So prove her wrong. And so you went to work on looking at, oh shit, how can we, okay, but there's this that, this is pretty incriminating right here, in that her son looks like he was in a fight because he was in a fight, and he looks like he was not in a fight. Not a mark on him. Red swollen right hand. Whoa, gosh, maybe the IV needle in it made it red and swollen, because it doesn't look like he beat someone back and forth until they became, they had internal decapitation. So bad it looked like they were in a car crash. Does it look like that? No, it doesn't look like that. And I'm watching the detective's interview with Officer Neely, and he says, well, it appears he was beat to death. Well, okay, but you didn't say it appears you beat him to death because you got bruises all over you. It looks like you guys were in a fight. No, he didn't say that, because they weren't in a fight. Mike slept through the whole thing. You gave him opioids. The fight was over that, wasn't it? Wasn't he trying to, Lucky trying to give Mike life-saving measures, and you guys beat him to death instead of letting him save his friend? Or he was trying to, questioning what you guys give him, and there's a fight comes out, right? Okay. Something like that happened in that room that night, and you were there, and you can't prove you weren't. Or can you? Where were you that night, Mr. Perry? In Pensacola. Why were you there? Why were you there, Joe? Why were you there, David? Why were you there? What were you doing there that night in that room? Why'd you go to Pensacola after? Who all did you meet with? Why'd you meet with them? Okay, so this was a problem for you, and that's why you addressed it today, because we heard Judge McClendon told you, stop saying you think you know where she is, okay, and then trying to arrange a pullover. You have to know when and where I leave my house because of your voyeurs, your little sicko voyeur perverts, and you're watching me in my house against my will. And that's what the $5,000 a day bill is. It's an invoice. It's not, you get the fuck, or stop, not or stop, and stop. And every day you continue, you consent to pay it. All of you, each one of you. It's not just one of you doing that to me. There's a bunch of you. Sicko pervs. You need help. You seriously need help. There's a reason that's illegal to do that. Okay, so why can't you just be normal? Okay, so if you want to arrange this pullover you've been trying to do for a couple of years, that also, and, you tell the judge in a court, I don't know where she lives. We think it's here, but we're not sure. We need an extension of time, that's what happened to my son when you tried to kill him, because he was supposed to call. You had an extension of time, so you took him to your compound in Fort Lauderdale, and he was supposed to call and make me say where I was, right? Okay, I mean, that's all in his notes, and those notes I showed everybody, 700 pages, and I finally emotionally couldn't handle doing that anymore. I still, document things, but not in those PDF formats that I used to, because it just got to be more than I could emotionally handle. So I just do it a different way, in a way that I can handle. But I mean, this is my child. This is not some random kid. This is my baby that you've done this to, and it's not okay. And you're not getting your $10 million went down the shithole, because, and it got me intel, not you. It got me names, not you, because of what you've done to him, and you keep doing stuff. It's always one more thing. Let's try one more thing. Now we got one more thing. Now you owe him for one more thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, you do. The guys will make you pay it. You can do it by yourself. It's going to happen either way. You do it or they'll do it for you. You have my word, I promise. How many times have I said, you have my word, I promise, and we keep our promises? And if they have to do it for you, it will cost you at least double, if not triple, because of the court processes involved in that. But it's going to happen. You're going to pay him for what you've done to him. You're going to pay me for what you've done to me, or the guys will do it for you. The same guys that give me the names and told me to, this is a problem today. This is a problem today. Deal with it. Make sure you deal with it. It's a problem today. They're making a problem. This specifically. And it's like that every day. So you telling the judge, I don't know where she is. We need an extension of time. We think we know who she is. We just need to confirm it. And he was like, I think you've done that enough. But by the way, we want to have her pulled over. And the only way you could know when and where I'm going to be to pull me over is because you're watching when I leave my home. That you're not supposed to know where it is. So you committed fraud in his court already in the time every time you ask for an extension. And then where'd he go? From Judy Parker, did she flip it over to Judge McClendon? Because she got, I don't want to have a problem with depraved indifference. What about Egan? She's going to have a problem with it. You don't have a right to my son. I do. You're the murderer. I'm not. Mr. Perry, if you contact me, we're going to get intel. If you threaten me, we're going to get intel. You're going to pay for it with intel. Is that what you want? That's all you got. You got nothing else. This is what makes you risky. You're not able to see cause and effect here. So you have nothing to bring to the table but your delusion and stupidity, and your derangement, and your dementia. You got nothing else, so nobody's helping you. They don't want to help you. You're risky. You're too risky. You made yourself that way. Every problem, every contact, every loss. Every problem, every contact, every loss. Do you not understand what those words mean? And stupidity. That's what you're bringing to the table when you ask people for help. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So if somebody goes, well, they give me all this money, spend it. We don't want them to know who's helping us and who's not. You gotta act like you gotta let it buy us intel. Feed us information. But you can't give it to us or act like, and they'll know you're helping us. We can't have that. We don't want them to know who's helping us. So just spend it like you would if you weren't helping us. But feed us information. So you don't know who's helping us and who's not. You're not buying a lie this time. I told you in 2016, not this time. We have our word. We promise. You gonna pay me into my son? The easy way or the hard way? You have my word, I promise. It's just like that. That's the way it is. Okay? You cause a problem. You cause a major injury. You cause a massive, catastrophic, profound loss, and you're gonna fucking pay for it this time. And we're not kidding. You can do it without having it making a thing of it. Or you make a thing of it and the guys have to do it for you, it'll cost you a hell of a lot more. The same as if you had paid me 6 years ago when you first said, I think it's time you stop with the bribes and the threats. Just pay her what you owe her and get the fuck out. Before you had 6 years worth of more injury and more costs and more intel and more crime and on and on and on and on. Because you got to try one more thing. And now we got one more thing. One more page on the blog. Now, what's on the blog is not the half of it. That's just what we want you to know we have. Or a podcast like this. I'm telling you, well, today, this is what you were trying to do to me, huh? Try to, tell her she has to take that off. I can't, actually. I can't alter evidence. I can't. So it's already evidence in your criminal case. Okay, Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I'm going to get more intel. You just did it again. He types in my other phone like he thinks this is a phone call. He types in it. He hacked it and he cloned it or whatever. So he's like typing in it. Like he's commenting on what I'm saying. Like he thinks this is a conversation. It's not. I'm recording a podcast. It's not a phone call with him. He thinks it's a phone call. He's a weirdo. He's a fucking delusional weirdo. I can't wait till they lock him up. And there won't be any more of that. I can't stand hearing from him. The guy gives me the heebie-jeebies 24/7. I mean, I literally want to vomit 24/7. The contact isn't wanted, it's not solicited, and he just never shuts up. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear it. I didn't ask you what you think, did I? I said shut up and go the fuck away and get out of my life. Get out of it. Get out of my privacy. Get out of my life. So anyways, I guess we heard that Judge McClendon said, I'm done with the extensions and start proving them wrong on fact. Not by retaliation. Not by let's try one more thing to traffic her or kidnap her or make her shut up or what, retaliate. Let's have her son call and chew her ass out. My son knows that I won't take his phone calls. I have to see him. And I'm not going to talk to your people. I'm going to talk to him. So maybe it's best you just do what we told you to do. Okay? And get him. Either Just give it back and get the fuck out. And let Dennis and I handle the rest. And you mind your own fucking business. And stay out of my family. Don't interfere with my family again. Okay? How about you just quit being a bunch of nosy Nancys and mind your own fucking business and don't stick your nose where it don't belong. And quit harassing everybody. Okay? Get a life and go be normal. Can you not be normal? Okay, you're going to get to explain to American people in a congressional hearing why the fuck you think it's so cute to do the things you do. Okay? Fraud. Lots of fraud in court. So, anyways, I guess you guys were going through everything to try to see if you could prove me wrong on this case here, and this became a problem. So then we heard you talking about, well, you need to have, Dennis call his mom and tell her he doesn't like that out, blah, blah, blah. Right now, I think that's the least of Dennis's worries, is this. It's your worry, because you killed Chief Miller, and this contributes to the reason I believe that. Okay? The pictures here are meant to show your average citizens who may not know what people look like who've been in a fight or not been in a fight. Here's what somebody looks like who's been in a fight, and here's what somebody looks like who has not. And it's just inconvenient for you. So if you wanted it changed, it is evidence. It's already been dealt with, and it cannot be altered now. Okay, if you can't handle the heat, criminal, get out of the fucking kitchen. Okay, you vigorously pursue your crime. How many times have I said I do not want to hear from Charles Perry at all? I don't want to hear from him in any form at all. And the guy never shuts up. So he vigorously pursues doing something he knows I don't like, and he knows it's illegal to do it. And then whines and cries like a little girl when he gets caught. Yeah. Weakness. That's what you bring to the table when you ask people to help you. And they want no part of it. So you're not getting a name. Not even one. Your money bought us a whole fuck ton of names, didn't it? Everybody's sick of this. They're sick of you, and they're sick of this. And they want to help us make you gone. And we don't have to deal with this ever again. None of it. No more harassment. No more threats and bribes. No more harassment. No more harassment. No more peep and creep. No more broke. You're gone. And that's gone with you. No more problems. No more, I got to drop everything I was supposed to do today and deal with another problem Charles is causing. Another day, more drama. It's done. You're gone. You're it. It's over. Finally, it's over. So, that's why we get the help and you don't. That's why your $10 million, what you've done to my son, is unimaginable to anyone normal. And cruelty is getting you destroyed. It's destroying you. And you dum-dums act like you have no fucking idea what's even happening. And that's not my problem, is it? Nope, it's your problem. So, when you take things wrong, this thing that we said, that had they just investigated properly, they might have bumped into my people, was not some way to try to hint for you. Okay, there's no hints for you. No one's trying to hint at anything for you. Oh, why doesn't she just say it? I don't want to say it. I want my privacy, my kids, my money, and you're gone. And I'm laser focused on that. When Mr. Perry acts like he thinks there's some sort of relationship, and no, not for me. For me, it's about ending the suffering you're causing. You're a job. I've made that very clear. You've seen me do things no other victim does. We are doing things no one else has done. You have paid in ways you've never had to pay before. And doing that one more thing just gets us one more thing. And you cannot have me pulled over and then claim you don't know where I live. Because you wouldn't know where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be there to have me pulled over. Would you? No, so you're lying to Judge McClendon. Okay? Start proving me wrong on fact. Start with Michael Neely. And you can't alter evidence. Okay? Leave everything alone just like it is. Okay? I have the whole video on his. I did a whole page for him. You know why? because I barely know the guy. The thing is you don't, I was raised by police. You don't leave one behind. You just don't do it. Sometimes doing the right thing just because it's the right thing to do may cost you a lot. At the end of the day, though, it's worth it. I have to answer to God for what I do, and and He said treat other people like you want to be treated. If I was in Mike Neely's position, I would really appreciate people coming to help me and make my innocence known, and to fight the bad people who put me there. I would really want that. So that's why I do what I do, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, you never shut up. And I didn't ask you what you think. Never have I asked, Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. I want you to shut up and get out of my life. Get out of my life. I don't care what you think. I don't want to help you. He's asked me, are your kids a leak? Is Bob a leak? Who the fuck is Bob? I don't know who Bob is. I don't want to help you. I'm not told how information is obtained, and I don't want to help you. And I've already said that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And he does it all day, every day, and then starts threatening me. We're going to have you pulled over. Call me. I made you broke. Call me. We put your son in. He's in bad shape. Call me. I'm making you go. Call me. Making me go where? How? How are you going to make me? Making me go where? This is what you bring to the table when you ask people for help. Stupid. Delusional, weakness, risk. So you don't get a name. You got nothing to offer. So maybe we're trying to show you something here. You don't have anything to bring to the table when you want a name. Had you given my money back and gotten the fuck out of my life, then you'd have a phone call and a name. You paid $10 million and you got me names. Because you made people mad what you did to my kid. And that's all that is. That's all we're trying to tell you. Is trying to reason with crazy people, I guess. You prove every day you can't. You can't reason with crazy people. You can't reason. Right here, we did this whole video where I Sherlocked his whole case. Okay? And I'm showing how there's no fucking way he did this. I don't know the guy. I'm just going based on facts and evidence. Okay, I talked to him for a few minutes. I think grand total both times I interacted with him, and it may have been 3. I'm not even sure on the pullover I had that it was a legit pullover, because I actually turned right from the left-hand lane and he pulled me over. But it may not have been Mike. I'm not sure. But the other 2 times he was at my club with Chief Miller, and he introduced himself and got him and went to the bathroom. So that was like a 30-second interaction. I talked to Lucky for a while. I got up called on stage, and when I was on stage, Mike came back from the bathroom and they left. So I was still on stage while they left. That was it. So it was literally 30 seconds. And then when he took my report 6 days before, his life blew up in Pensacola. So that one was probably longer, maybe 30, 45 minutes. He was with Brett Gibson. There's looky-loos everywhere. There's a bunch of people around. So there was not, certainly any, I didn't have a relationship with this man. I had an interaction with this man. But he's a person and he's a cop. And I was raised in, my great-great-granddad was a police officer. He was a Texas Marshal and a judge and a chicken farmer. My great-granddad was a captain of detectives in Roswell. My great-great-granddad was in, I think, Rochester, Texas. My great-granddad was in Roswell, New Mexico. My granddad was chief of police. My dad was a cop. I mean, you got to have each other's back. And I don't have respect for people who don't. I mean, you really don't. And you just don't leave one behind. If he was in an active shooter situation, you don't just leave him there. He's an officer down and need him an assist, and he is right now, too. And we don't perpetrate fraud upon a court to put an innocent man in jail while we let the offender just keep going around killing people. Like, had Tulsa police properly handled my first complaint, then Lucky would be alive and my son would be fine and Mike would be fine. So you get people killed when you don't do it right. and you just don't give a shit. So this is why there's some exploration as to what is the corruption, how much is the corruption contributing to the effort and the desire for on the part of some people to want to defund police. Because I promise you this issue is going to become a problem again. The pendulum swings back and forth. It's one way and then it's the other. You got extreme corruption until there's a blow up, like the Derek Chauvin situation, and now it's all the way on the other side, and now we got to get rid of the police, and then it came back the other way. I mean, history repeats itself if you don't learn from it, and we clearly didn't, did we? You got the Rodney King thing, so that led to an O.J. Simpson, who did reoffend. He didn't kill anybody, but he threatened to. But he got away with murder. And a lot of people were not okay with that. And then he threatened to kill someone again, and he got put in jail. Okay, people who offend typically reoffend, and now you got more victims. If you watch the movie, the TV show Unbelievable, which is about the true story of the rapist Mark O'Leary told the FBI, on the first rape that I did in Oregon, I left DNA all over the place. I didn't know what I was doing. And had they caught me there, I wouldn't have done this again and made all these other victims. And every victim has to live with this shit for the rest of their lives. And they say in the show, it's like a bullet in the spine. It never goes away. You just learn how to live with it. It's very traumatic. It destroys people's lives. You don't get to do that. I told you not this time. And they just reoffend, and they just reoffend, and they just reoffend, and now you got to blow up, and it's all over the news again. Now let's just get rid of police. Let's just defund them. Let's find something else. This is not working. We need to find something that will. Get rid of them. Okay, so is that what y'all want? Police? Corrupt police? Did you want to just have people just get rid of you completely, and you lose your job and your pension and blah, blah, blah? You don't care, do you? I don't think you care. I really don't. I don't think you give two fucks. I think it's all about you, minute by minute. I don't think you even think about the consequences for you. I think you just don't think. And there's people getting killed because you don't think. So, when you do your congressional hearing, you can explain it to America then. Why you thought it was okay just to not think and just not give a fuck. Even how it's going to affect you and your kids and your family. You leave the world, you leave your grandkids and your kids long after you're gone with your work product. It's either a safer community or it's more dangerous because of what you're doing right now. And if you just can't do any better than be the bitch of a sex weirdo, that's for your kids. That's what you leave in your kids. And your grandkids long after you're gone. I get to brag about my granddad. There's nothing I have to apologize for the way he lived his life and what he did as a police officer, and I'm glad. But your kids won't have that. Your kids will be making excuses for you and apologizing. I'm sorry, my family member did that to you. I'm sorry. I've had to do that for a family member. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I'm sorry my family member treated you that way. I wish they hadn't acted like... I'm sorry. It's not fun to have to apologize for a family member. Okay? Because they did something that was harmful to another human being. It's a whole lot easier to brag. A whole lot more fun. But I get that you don't give a shit. Okay, I do. We do. My whole team does. And we're the ones getting the help and you're not. So what does that tell you? One of us is doing it right and one of us is not. Okay? You're showing up at the table with weakness and stupidity and delusion and risk. And you got nothing else, so you can't get a name. And I've got, 122 that we're willing to tell you about. There's a whole lot more than that. That's just what we're willing to tell you about. Okay, so we did this whole case here where I just went through and Sherlocked the whole damn deal. It wasn't a hard thing to solve, in my opinion. It was pretty damn easy. I think anybody could do it. Gosh, any cop for sure could do it. But these days you have so many TV shows, Law and Order, you got CSI, Las Vegas, and you got FBI, and you got CIA, and you got all these shows on TV, crime-solving shows, and then you got the ones on Discovery Channel and on, you got Homicide 360 and the First 48 and all these. Okay, so pretty much anybody can solve murders these days. I mean, there's just so much information all over the place that it's not that hard anymore for just every average citizen. So you've got crime podcasts, they can solve crime. Okay, well, this one is probably one of the easiest I've seen to solve. It's not hard at all. This made Pensacola, Scambia look stupid. Just stupid. That they could not figure this one out. So, I mean, and in my family, catching the really, really, really bad guy and being the one to figure out stuff everyone else missed to catch stuff, that was the shit. You do that, you're the shit. Nothing else matters but that. That's who you are. That's what you do. You get it done better than everybody else, or go home. And that's the way it is. So my mindset in the way that I was raised is just maybe different than sloppy, lazy, corrupt, half-assed. I don't care. When's my pension? When's my, so I can't understand you. I can't relate. I really can't. I don't have the ability to relate to your kind of thinking, because for us, it was all about you be the best of the best. Excellence is the bar. You figure out you find stuff everybody else missed. You be the one to get it done. Catch the really, really, really bad one. And lock his ass up. And, that's what heroes do. That's what you do if you're the shit. That's what the good ones do. And you don't get sloppy, and you don't be lazy, and you don't have time for that. You just don't have the time for that. So I can't, if you're sloppy and lazy or corrupt, I can't relate to you. I don't understand your thinking. I don't understand you. I don't get you. And I'll be very dismissive with you too. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't have to. I really just don't have to. So, and there's people I've seen that have caught stuff I missed, but they weren't brave enough to say something about it. So that's, it doesn't count. Okay, if you're not brave enough to say it, it just doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. You have to get some balls, Don't make us drop everything we're doing to go around looking for your backbone. Get some fucking balls, okay? If you're scared, go be a librarian if you need something solved, okay? It's not the thing for you. So, we just did a lot of work. We did a lot of work. That's all I'm going to say. While Mr. Perry sits on his fat ass and harasses people all day, and murders, and rapes, and robs, and steals from women, and thinks that makes him tough. It does not. It makes you weak. So we got the names here, and you don't have one, not even one. Okay? And that $10 million, had you paid your bill to me, then you would have had a phone call and a name. Instead, you bought me names. So at what point did you want people to think you're smart? One of us is doing it right and one of us isn't, because you can't get even one name. Okay, I don't want to help you, Charles. When you ask me for help, it really pisses everybody off. That you have the nerve to ask me, of all people, for help. How dare you? After what you've done, how dare you? And these guys, you got repeat offenders. Get them the first time, so you never know. They might make a movie about you. Only you're not the hero cop, you're the stupid one. Like in the TV show, it's Netflix, Unbelievable. That's what it's called. Okay, the first guys were stupid, and they had to eat crow. They had to. And it wasn't fun for them. You want to be that guy? Be that guy. Okay, or be the hero. It's your choice. Everybody has choices, and we all have to live with those choices. Okay, I told you, Mr. Perry, to give back what you took and get the fuck out of my life. And until you did, you're not going to get help. Okay, and you continue to say no. Okay, don't expect a yes from my boss when you're telling me no. It's not going to happen. It hasn't. In 15 years, it hasn't. You're just pissing people off. Okay, you're creeping me out. I don't want to hear from you. Get the fuck out of my life. I don't want to hear from you. I don't give a shit what you think. Didn't ask. And butt out of my business. Butt out of it. Okay? So, until my son, we told you at Christmas, you got 24 hours. And I think after you didn't do that, and you have continued to have people lie to me about my son, and you've continued to try to use him to hurt me in some way, or other, or people threaten or threaten me with a loss of some sort. When I try to help my son, I think that my boss is done offering a conversation before an arrest. I think that's over. I think at this point, it's how pissed off did you want him to be, and how much more did you want this to cost you? Did you want him to do this for you or not? Do you want to do it or you want him to do it? It's just like that. It's going to happen either way. You're going to pay my son, you're going to pay me, and you're going to get out. He'll do it for you. He'll fix all the problems you caused. Okay, we're not worried about that. If he can get this and it's not up to you, what makes you think he can't do that too? And it won't be up to you. Okay, he can get this, wasn't up to you. What else can he do? How pissed off do you want him to be when he arrests you? When he starts filing charges? I mean, right now he's pretty pissed off. Okay, you keep slapping him across the face and giving him the middle finger, and he's not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. Show some respect. You don't disrespect somebody and then ask him for help and expect to get it. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's ludicrous. It's absurd. So, I mean, I think what we're trying to do is present this to you like, here's what's in it for you. Since you like making everything all about you. Okay, what you're doing isn't even benefiting you. You know what will benefit you? Give it back and get the fuck out. Okay, I can't say you're not gonna cover anything up and you're not gonna get a pass. You don't kill a cop and kill my kid and think you're gonna get a pass. That's never gonna happen. It's just how bad it might not be as bad as it would have had you not given it back. I mean, if you give it back and get out, he might show a little mercy when he starts filing charges against you, but he's filing charges against you either way. If you want to piss him off and he throws a book at you, that's your choice too. You have to live with your choices. You already are. But you decided to go get into a career in criminal activity and be some big shot. You think you're mafia. You're not mafia. I don't know what the hell you are. I had friends in Vegas. They are now deceased, but they were mafia in Vegas, and they're rolling over in their graves at the stuff y'all do. The sissy. Oh my God. There's no way. There's no fucking way they would. Oh my God. There's no way. They can't. They would not. Oh man. Literally rolling over in their graves at the stuff y'all do, and the whining, and the little girl act, and the little, we got caught, and and the terrorizing of women and children. I mean, they would just die. I mean, if they weren't dead, they would die. There's no way. It's beneath them. It would have been beneath them to do the stuff you guys do. Even criminals have rules. Okay, so, I mean, no, that wouldn't fly with them. Okay, so you have given us all these names with your 10 million, and you don't have one. So we're just we're not trying to help you. There's no secret in here. We're just pointing out that what you're doing is not working for you, even. Okay, I want you to fuck off and get out of my life. I want you out of my life. Mr. Perry, get the fuck out of my life. All of you, get out. If you contact me, I'm going to get more. This is what it's going to cost you. Cause a problem or loss for me or my son. Every day you keep putting us through hell. Every day Mike is still in jail. How long have we been saying that? Every day you invade my privacy. Every day you make me broke. Every day Mike Neely's in jail. Every day you're causing problems and loss. We get more. Did you want that? Is that your objective, to give us more? You got nothing else. You really, literally have nothing else. That's what's real. And that's why you have no respect and no credibility when you go to the table talking to somebody about, please help us find out who this is. Because you're coming to the table with delusion. You're coming to the table with weakness. You're coming to the table with risk. And you're coming to the table with a fuck ton of stupidity. And nobody knows what to say to that. And so you're not getting a name. Not even one. No amount of money. Your money bought us names, not you. Now, Leave my kid alone. Leave my kid alone. Whatever you did, fix it as much as you can before I see him. Because you're about to go to prison, and then I'll see him. And it won't be up to you. Okay? Did you want him to be pissed off and throw the book at you? Or do you want him to show a little mercy? That's your choice, and you will live with it. You will live with it. I want nothing to do with any of you. Nothing. And if you can't get that by now, there's no hope for you. Your mind is that far gone that why doesn't she just say it? More like, oh, for God's sake. I don't want to say it. I've told you what I want. It's not to say it. It's for you to be gone. I have the right to my privacy, my son, and my money. And you don't have the right to take it. Any of that. So when you take, fuck you. So do we. So do we. Okay? And then we find out, Judge McClendon's pissed off. He's like, oh, don't come in here and tell me you don't know where she is. And then have her pulled over. Okay, if you don't know where she is, how would you know when and where to pull her over if you don't know where she lives? And you need an extension. That's a fraud upon a court. You lied. You do know where she is. Okay, so, and, maybe you should just start proving her wrong. Oh, start with Neely. Oh, shit, we got to get rid of that picture. No, it's evidence now. You can't alter it. Okay, there's no altering evidence. There's no destruction of evidence. There's no delete-a-thon, and there's no, nope, that's over. Not this time, remember? So this is what's happening. This is the results of what you do all day and the results of what we do all day. See? And at least, we're, it sounds like, I'm not supposed to know what's going on at Judge McClendon's court. I'm not there. But since you're under investigation, we do. And same with Egan. I think Egan's in a lot more trouble than McClendon. And so is Parker. Parker's in a lot more trouble than McClendon. Seems like he's just just show me the facts. I just need the facts. That's what he's supposed to do. Get the facts. Due diligence and get the facts. That's all anybody would ask. That's a reasonable expectation that the judge is going to want the facts. And don't conceal stuff and don't hide stuff and don't cover stuff up, because when you try to cover this up, just tell Dennis to call and chew her ass out for having that picture, blah, blah, blah. Well, really, that's concealment of a material fact, don't you think? He put it on Instagram, so it's on Instagram. Okay, anybody can pull up somebody's Instagram and get a picture off of it. People pulled off my Facebook and got pictures off my Facebook of me. You see me crying like a little girl about it? No. It's just part of it. You put it out there. So, there it is. If you don't like that, don't put it on the Instagram. And he was 21. This is his 21st birthday. He's in Vegas. Okay, you can lie. We're going to catch it. You get caught when you do the crime to me, and you don't get a name acting like that and terrorizing my kid, do you? You don't get a name terrorizing a 25-year-old kid and trying to make him, say your words. Okay, why don't you say your words? Okay, quit hiding behind a 25-year-old. You say your own words and let him say his own words. Okay, and the torture's got to stop, and the interfering with his medicine, you stop. Okay, the guys will deal with this for you. Okay, they can get names. Believe me, they can do that too. Okay, they don't need your help. They haven't needed your help with anything all this time. They're not going to need your help with that either. They don't need you. You're looking for them. We're quoting you. You're not quoting us. You're the ones running around. How'd she find out about that? How'd she know to do that? How'd she get that? We don't ask those questions. So when you run around and you seem confused about all that, it's not really helping you. It's not. Okay, people can't respect that. It's just delusion, stupidity. These people aren't in reality. I don't know what planet they live on. Yeah, read that blog. What planet do they live on? Okay, well, we're all tired of it. We're all sick and tired of this, Mr. Perry. We're sick and tired of you. And you need to get a life, okay? And stop harassing people all day. And don't contact me anymore. I don't like it. Stop.